I'm going to call this Are Humans Worth Saving? I'm having visions, I'm having trouble sleeping, and my brain is reeling with the visions. So I'm not sure that I'm doing this for anybody living right now, but I am doing it for those who will be born like me 200 years from now. I mean, there's millions being born like me right now, but it's going to be much worse 200 years from now. I'm in a low pressure. It's December 29th, 2019. I'm having trouble breathing. It's 100% humidity. And I'm choking. My lungs are hurting. And I have done whatever I can. But yes, there is a being from another dimension. And I'm not talking about the dead, because although I have had the dead come to me and help me, there is a other being that sends me visions that makes me do what I do, which is stay alive, even though sometimes I wish I was dead, research diets for disease control, and what are the cause of my crippling at the age of 6 and what happened to me. And truthfully, the reason I'm calling it Are Humans Really Worth Saving is because I honestly don't think we are. We're worse than lemmings. We're completely self-destructive. And we poison ourselves, our children, our planet, our air, our food, our water, our beverages, and create such horrendous suffering and don't give a damn. And other than that, which is already bad enough, we are perverse, sexually deviant, men raping children and getting pleasure from it. I grew up with that. Not from my father. He was only violent. I thought that was the good news. And so sadistic, really. And so stupid. I mean, overall, we really are the dumbest of the species on the planet. We haven't got the intelligence of an omega worm. An omega worm poisons itself, not by choice, accidentally, regurgitates, and then passes genetically in the DNA to its offspring what that poison was, so that their offspring don't do it to themselves. That kind of clever intelligence we haven't got. But anyway, I have to do this because they won't give me any peace. I know that in my research, my discovery on how to control my disease, my websites won't last. I have enough money now, thanks to Mr. Longstreet, that I'm 78. And if I live another 10 years, I have enough money to keep my websites going. But I don't have a way to keep it available to the humans 200 years from now, other than YouTube. That's my only hope. That's why I'm doing a video. And what I missed in all of my research, which I'm going to put into my websites, and I'll do a separate video on it because it takes too long. And we haven't got the attention span of a tsetse fly. If I do anything longer than 5 minutes, boom, you're going to click me out. But there are supplements to our species that, because we will have poisoned ourselves beyond redemption 200 years from now, the children will require not just okra to reverse the brain damage, but they will require supplements. They won't be able to eat enough to get the protein, which I can't. I have to be on supplements. I can't be vegan because I can't eat enough plant-based food to survive. And so there will be many supplements that we will have to be on. But they're not expensive, because the one thing I did, and these beings from this other dimension that sent me the visions was that I had to do the research in such a way that if you're on welfare, you can support yourself with my diets for disease control, and you will survive, and you can reverse the brain damage, and you can go into a productive career, and you can make money. But because of what happened to me, and I was worth over a couple of $1 million, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and robbed through legal fraud in Canada, and not having any support. And I can find no way to go viral. So I have like 6 followers out of 8,000 hits. I have 6 followers. So I'm not very, I'm not famous. I'm never going to be famous. And I don't appeal to this. I don't have what it takes to appeal to the public in my world. But these beings, for whatever reason, at first I was really angry. I thought, why didn't they give me this information right from the start, and I wouldn't have had to take so long. And when I had the money, I could have done advertising. I was in advertising. I knew everybody that was who. I knew Jack Cooper, who is today a famous movie director. I knew all kinds of really powerful people all over the world, including Elizabeth Taylor, who would have helped me. So I don't know. I can't answer that. But I do know that in 1975, they sent me to someone who gave me a book. And Oprah was in there. But it was for heart disease. And I didn't have heart disease. So how was I to know that? So what I am about to tell you is that as powerful as these beings are, because they literally picked me up from the edge of a cliff in 1984 and stopped me from killing myself. And they opened the car door and they put me in the back seat. So they have a great deal of power. And all I saw was a ball of light. And to calm me down, because I went hysterical, it turned pink. Well, I happen to like pink, as you can see. Pink is what calms me down. Turquoise gets me going. Yeah, I'm very, colors keep me going. I hate black, hate gray, hate beige. I like white, but I don't wear it much because I can't stand to have a spot on it. Oh, I'm so itchy. Oh my God. My immune system, with this low pressure, I get all itchy. It's my immune system. I've taken a dozen garlic pills, and it's enough to keep me breathing, but I'm very uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the phlegm building up in my lungs, and then I cough it up. Anyway, they gave me this vision and want me to do this video. And I know that although I don't think we're worth saving, these beings seem to be focused, because this is what they keep sending me, is the picture of children suffering the horrendous pain that I went through at the age of 6. And they will be born with it. I wasn't born with it. I acquired it at the age of 6. And the pain is so horrendous, and the suffering and the brutal torture of the disease itself, aside from the Holocaust I've survived in my life, and the terrible things that sadistic people did to me, including my own family. They don't want the children to suffer. So they're working through me and others like me to keep our species from self-extinction, which is the path that we're on, believe me. And we're doing that very successfully, not successful at anything else. We're so insane, totally psychotic. We really are psychotic. I mean, let's face it. But these beings cannot let go of our species because of the children and the pain they are going to suffer. And they are now suffering now. But I missed out on, in my biography, if you take the time to read it, it's on Facebook. Or by the time you see this video, it's on. I've got 39 videos on my biography. It's not important, really. But they cannot let me rest. It is paramount that I continue, because these beings want you to know that your children that you bring into this world will suffer so terribly. And they're going to need my research, and they're going to need the okra diet to survive, and they're going to need the supplements. Because I have reversed all the brain damage. I don't even require okra every day to retain memory now, and I'm 78. So if after complete memory loss and having to relearn a sentence and how to make a word and the very meaning of words, if I can do that after 7 months of being crippling every day and unable to breathe and suffering horribly, and in 3 days I reversed it. It so happens that my latest poisoning was Quaker oats, pesticides. I don't know what the name will be called 200 years from now, because Monsanto has already been sold to Bayer, and by then Bayer will be sold to somebody else. But the pesticides and herbicides that are in all our food is what caused my crippling for several months. So that I went dancing maybe 2-3 times. I couldn't walk every day. I spent most of my time in bed. Dan that's my partner on and off 34 years. He took me to a place called Moonlight Beach in Sudbury. It's where I go for clean air. And it's not always clean there either, but for the most part it is. And I was outside 10 minutes, and I started to choke. And he'd drive right across town in over a half-hour drive, and I would be outside 10 minutes, and I'd start to choke. And I couldn't walk any more than about 400 feet, and the pain was too much. And he'd have to take me home, put me back to bed. Now that's the future that these beings don't want for your children. And there are 2 other dimensions. 200 years from now, maybe by then, we will know about that. We will accept that they are real. When we die, there is another place that we go. I don't know that there's a hell, and I don't know that there's a heaven. But I do know that good people, such as Bob Temple, my soulmate, was given the vision by these beings. And he was sent from his dimension to rescue me with the help of a policeman whose brother was dead, was sent to him in another part of the province of Ontario, and that's in my biography, to meet with me and to explain to me the drug that I was addicted to, that a doctor had forced me to go on, that was killing me. And I would die if I hadn't gotten off of Benadryl. It's an allergy pill. So allergy pills are not the solution. I want you to know that right now. They are not the solution. There really is no such thing as an allergy. It's that you have immune deficiencies and you're chemically hypersensitive. Anyway, enough of that. So the dead go somewhere, and through some power, some of them are able to come back in a different form. I could see him and I could hear him, but I couldn't touch him and he couldn't touch me. He didn't have the physical power to lift me up and carry me. All he had was the power to talk to me and encourage me and get me to do what I needed to do, and help me to meet this policeman whose brother was doing the same thing with him. Anyway, the other dimension are these beings. They don't have a shape or form, but they are powerful. They can lift you up. They can open doors. And they can send you visions and pictures. But they are limited. Because if they really wanted to save our species from ourselves, they would simply make sure that when we're born, we have the knowledge. And they don't seem to be able to do that. And maybe there is a third that our species call God. But I'm going to tell you right now, Muhammad is not God. He did not create the universe. Jesus Christ is not God. He did not create the universe. Buddha, who was actually a food addict, or he wouldn't have been so obese, was not God. He did not create the universe. The creator of the universe is of a different level that I have not been privileged to meet. But it is possible that these beings that send me the visions and the ball of energy that pick me up and stop me from killing myself are sent by the Creator. Now, I don't know why I'm bothering to tell you all this, but I guess they want you to know, because they bugged the hell out of me for the last 4 hours, and I've had no sleep. Well, I've had about 4 hours sleep, and then I woke up with this, and I wasn't able to get back to sleep. Okay, so that's my message for today. Are humans worth saving? Well, I don't think so. But what I do know is that children are being born like me. They will suffer horrendous pain, excruciating, terrible pain, that there is no drug anywhere that is going to help them except for okra. And a diet for disease control and supplements because of the immune deficiencies and chemical hypersensitivities. I suppose the good news is that we will have poisoned ourselves to the point that our species will no longer be able to be poisoned. We will either die or suffer, which is what I do. Live with dying. Okay, that's it for now. I'm sure I haven't done my job the way they want me to, but I've done it to the best of my limited ability. Now I hope they'll give me a little bit of peace and send me some snow so I can get the hell out of here and get out into the wilderness and get my body functional again. I had a couple of good days. But anyway, over and out. God bless. Creator of the universe is the one to whom that I communicate with. I choose not to worship anything born on the planet. And that's basically what we should all be doing. I'll put my websites on this video, but by the time you see this, I'm sure they won't exist. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, enough. Goodbye. Au revoir. Over and out. And what I'm doing here is my health supplements. I'm doing this for my diet for disease control because once children are born like me or they acquire my disease, they can't eat enough food to pump up their immune system. It's too damaged. And so I'm only going to share what I do. It's not extremely expensive. First of all, halibut oil. Never cod. That's a sucker fish and it's really toxic. But halibut oil for vitamin A, or beta-carotene if you can get it. But I find it, where I live, very hard to get. Bilberry, not blueberry, bilberry. And I will type all this up later as well, so you'll have it. One a day. Otherwise, the capillary nerve in my eyes are not very strong, and light sensitivity is extremely painful and causes migraines. And just one little bilberry, and in an hour I'm okay. I would be in dark glasses to do this if I didn't take the bilberry. Silica, that's for nails and hair. It's silicea. Garlic pills. Now, 200 years from now, I don't know what kind of garlic pills will be available, but I do know that these are coated, okay, because garlic has natural chemicals that can cause upset to the stomach. And in today's world, it's nature's bounty, and they are I can't say the word, enteric coated. Anyway, they're coated to protect the stomach. And when I wake up, I have to take about at least six, sometimes 10, to just breathe, because my lungs are full of phlegm, and my ears and sinuses are all plugged, and I'm choking, and I can't breathe. And I start with 6 to 8, and if that doesn't work, then I'll take another 4, and I just keep taking until my sinuses unblock. But without it, I cannot breathe. I spent years suffering, and allergy pills don't work. They'll poison you. But this is, and I take it with a half a cup of organic maple tree water for the electrolytes. And after sleeping, and I don't get to sleep very often, very well, but I have sleep issues, I am usually dehydrated. So I take that. I also take coffee to get to my feet. Just in my younger day, I was like 30 cups a day so I could go to work. I don't do that. That's not safe. Just no more than a half a cup of water and with of coffee. And I usually put an organic honey for flavor. I'm not sure if it's healthy or not, but it certainly doesn't do me any harm. But if I want to really get my brain signals stronger so that I can go dancing or skiing, yeah, I have to have the coffee. Can't function without it. I take 1 cup of kefir a day, plain, with my B complex supplement and my calcium magnesium citrate combination with vitamin D supplement. I think I take around 1,200 milligrams a day. I'm not sure, but somewhere in that area. At least 1,000 anyhow, or no less than 750. And raw okra. I usually take it after supper or any protein meal. It doesn't really matter when I take the raw okra. I buy it frozen, and I thaw it out and I eat it. And it's not very tasty, but I do it because I need it. I don't care about flavor. And I take 5,000 milligrams of Nutricollagen because of inflammation. My lymph nodes, I get terrible inflammation, big lumps here, and they press on the sciatic nerve. So I take that. Organic yogurt, I put a spoonful with everything that I eat because it helps with digestion and it's good for the bowel. And I have to take senna leaves, senokot, because of the brain dysfunction of my disease. My bowels, and I'm crippled a lot, and so my bowels are damaged and they don't do their job naturally. And I have to put ground chia seeds with everything I eat. but even that's not enough. If I eat protein, I have to take at least one, sometimes two Senecot. If I eat eggs especially, I have to take two. If I eat cheese, I have to take two. So I'm just saying these are things that constipate me, and I don't digest protein well. So those are my supplements, okay? And I add that in my daily diet. Over and out.